English short stories for beginners. 100 English short stories to improve vocabulary and learn English in a fun way. Learning English through short stories, episode 10. Number 61. Learning in a group. My name is Sophia. For about 3 years, I have been living in Texas. I came here from Honduras with my whole family. My brother-in-law has resided in the US for many years and is a government employee. That's why the rest of the family was able to immigrate to the US. There is violence in my home country, but the reason we wanted to settle in North America was that the wages are much higher and life is more convenient in general. In a language school, I am trying to improve my English. Sometimes I don't understand everything that's being said. Then I ask the teacher, "Can you speak more slowly, please?" Actually, my teacher has improved a lot since I am learning in a group. It is just more fun and engaging learning in small groups. I am glad that I have the opportunity to learn proper English in a country where sometimes it is not even necessary. Number 62. Our new house. My dad had bought a big new house for all of us. The house has 3 floors and on each floor it has 8 rooms. It also has a large attic which my dad plans to rent out. My dad explains to me that it's not easy to find reliable and affluent tenants. This weekend he is expecting some applicants. Last weekend we already had some applicants, but they were not qualified. The first family was unemployed and the second family wanted to bring in a sick grandmother. My parent prefers to wait until he finds the right people. He says it's best to have single persons without family and non-smokers. Number 63. Studying abroad. My name is Cliff. I am from the US and I would like to stay in Germany. I have excellent grades, but for admission to German university, I need to speak sufficient German. With a language exam such as the DCH or Test DAFI, I can prove my expertise. However, if I apply for an international major, a German language exam is not necessary. Then I am allowed to improve my German language skills in a regular language course. Fortunately, I already speak some German. Number 64. The circus. Today, I went with my mother to the circus. The show started at 6, but we arrived early because we knew there would be a long line at the ticket box. My mother asked why the tickets are so expensive. The salesperson explained that they have big animals such as tigers, etc., and they need to eat enormous amounts of meat every day. Finally, the show starts. First, we see a clown who makes jokes by gesturing with his hands. Then a huge cage is set up and the animals arrive. We see an elephant that raises a leg, a monkey that is dressed in a girly school costume, and then we see the big cat let into the cage. A tiger has to jump through a burning ring and a lion has to jump from stool to stool. I ask my mother if the animals are also doing such things in the nature. My mother responds that she doesn't know. Number 65. The car accident. Last month, I drove home from work just as I do every day. I was driving slowly and stopped at a traffic light. Suddenly, I heard a loud bang. The car behind me had hit my bumper. I immediately got out of the car and saw that the taillight was broken. The driver admitted his guilt immediately and offered me money from the damage. He wanted to give me $500 cash. I rejected his offer and told him I was going to call the police. Suddenly, all around me went black. I have no memory of what happened at that moment. I awake in hospital. The doctor told me somebody had shot me from behind. Number 66. Our hotel. We have just arrived at our hotel. This year we will spend our vacation in Spain. We have booked an inclusive hotel and the check-in was very efficient. The friendly receptionist gave us the room key after we paid a security deposit. We are from England. At first, it seemed the hotel had a very high standard. The enormous were spacious and exactly everything looked great. The next day, things started to turn out different. We discovered fat cockroaches in the bathroom and the closets were dirty. We bought travel insurance, but unfortunately, they don't pay for dirty rooms. My husband had an idea. He took pictures of the closets and the cockroaches. In a nearby pharmacy, we asked for medication against diarrhea. I immediately contacted the insurance company and informed them that we all have become sick because of the unclean room. I attached a photo of the medication and the recipe. A few weeks later, the insurance had refunded our stay. Number 67. In the office. My name is Tonya and I am a secretary. I am usually very busy, especially on Mondays. In the morning, I have a 30 minutes drive to the office. First, I make coffee and then I began taking phone calls. When my boss comes in, I have to do him a personal favor. Afterward, I am usually feeling bad. Later in the day, I bring the mail to the post office, and in the afternoon, I am cleaning the office. When I get home around 7, I need to go to buy groceries. During the week, I often go to bed early. Sometimes I dream of my boss. Actually, I like my boss, partly because he always buys me gifts. Number 68. A walk in the park. Tom and Liz are good friends. Every Sunday they take a walk in the park for a couple of hours. Usually, Tom picks Liz up at home. Today is Sunday and it's also Tom's birthday. He just turned 13. Tom has an idea. He knows her parents are not home today and goes to visit her early. He knocks on Liz's door and she opens it. Why are you early? I am not ready yet. You don't need to be ready for a walk. What do you mean, Tom? I came to visit you at home. Just let me in, and the rest you can imagine. Number 69. A special credit. For years, Jane had been planning to acquire a new car. The problem was that she was unemployed and still lived at her parents' home. Strictly speaking, in the basement, she ran an online business, but that wasn't nearly enough to save money for a used car. Her parents weren't interested in helping her because they considered her old enough to earn her own money. With or without help, she needed the car. On Monday morning, Jane stood in the middle of the intersection and waved glossy pamphlets at cars. Jane was begging for money. However, at midday, she met a neighbor who changed her life. The man felt sorry for her and gave her his old car. Number 70. Winning the lottery. My dad and I heard that my uncle had won the lottery. The game is called 6 of 49, which means my uncle had to guess 6 correct numbers. We all think my uncle has become a millionaire. However, my dad explains that my uncle still has 2,000 debts owed towards our family. We decided to visit my uncle. As he opens the door, he smells like alcohol. He tells us he never won the lottery, but that he bragged about in a bar. He just wanted to show off. My dad still demands his story. At the end of the long conversation, my uncle gives my dad his car. By doing that, he has paid his debts. Watch the continuation of the stories in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this far into the video. Remember to subscribe to the Mr. English channel and hit the bell icon to be notified when I post new videos.